I'd like to welcome everyone tuning into this episode. Many of you now listening likely have a measure of personal freedom and liberty in your own lives, freedoms that the speaker you're about to hear from no longer enjoys. I do not say this to make anyone feel guilty, but to offer a reminder that we are very fortunate to have a degree of agency and safety in our lives that the upcoming guests, and everyone else in Myanmar these days, can only dream of. So after you hear their story, please consider how you may use your freedom to support or advocate on behalf of the Burmese people. Any action, no matter how small, counts. Now, let's hear what they have to say.
And welcome back. My guest today is a prominent activist whose history of activism dates all the way back to the 4/8 Uprising. And we're going to be talking about what he was doing decades ago in Myanmar's most famous protests, but also talking about what he and his colleagues have been doing for Myanmar from outside ever since the coup. So, Ko Ko Gyi, I'd like to thank you for coming on, and I'd like to give you just an opportunity to give your background and talk a little bit about who you are to our audience.
Hi, yeah, nice to talking to you. My name is Ko Gyi. I'm a activist, former student leader, and then activist. I was activist, and then I'm still activist. I'm just deeply involved in freedom for my country. So it was very It is nice to talk to you.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. So let's start with the 4/8 Uprising. So you were there physically when that happened. So how did you get involved with that protest movement?
Yeah, it was 35 years ago. Yeah, I was 20, 20, 23, 24 year old college student. And my country at the time, my country has been for 26 year under the one party dictatorship system led by the late General Ne Win. He been controlling his control country for 26 year, and then another one party dictatorship system. My country is had to register for a least development country with the United Nations. So actually, my country is very resource rich country. We have everything, the famous jade, ruby, thick, everything, oil, gas, everything. We have it. We are very rich in the resource. But after the 26th year under the one-party military dictatorship system, my country just broke, like a bankrupt. So in 1987, the socialist government officially announced a least development country. So and then what what the dictatorship did is they the government declared the major denomination to the illegal. So that's the problem, problem for the 80% of the population. We are living in poverty, right? 80% of people are living in poverty. Only the handful of dictator are like a kind of billionaire or something like that. So we got a big trouble with the cancellation of all the major denomination. So I was I was at the Rangoon Institute of Technology student at the time, and we students started protests against the ruling party. That was a risky, very risky job because nobody dared to protest or like do against the authority. But at the time, we just university student just started the protest against what the government just did to the people. It was in I think like in 1987 September. But at the time, the authority didn't crash down our protest because they know if they crack down our student protest, the country is going to be ruined because of the announcement of the canceling the denomination, right? So that's why they just sent all the students back home and closed down the university. And then, but they never compensate whatever they declared, cancellation of all the denomination. But when the school reopened, we just came back to the school. It was in like a 1988, and then our students just stayed talking about uh, what happened to our family. You know, all the town, village. We got a lot of people. You get trouble because of all money just gone, right? So we got broke. So people get a lot of trouble, and then we stay, just discussing about how the mismanagement of the authority. I think it was on like March 13, 1988. One incident happened with the local youth and student. That was not like a very it was like a very usual, right? We are staying around the campus, and then we just run the public house in the near the campus, and students stay there, live there, and then students just hanging out over there, and then we usually have a clash with the local group, local people. But it wasn't too it's normal, right? But what is not normal at the time was like the guy who just abused the student was like one of the son of the local authority. We have a clash with that this guy, and then we just went to the police station and get the report, and the police just arrest him. But just next day, he just released from the like a police station. So one student saw him again. We just get angry. We want him to like lock up or something like that. We got to take the action. So we try to make a case, but he just released simply because of he is a local authority. His father is a local authority, like highest local authority. So that's why police station didn't do anything to him. So that makes our student get angry. So then we got a big big clash between local authority and local people and a student. So we got a big fight, and and later on the security force show up, and they not seems like not they not they wasn't seems like try to solve the problem. They intentionally aim to crack down our student. We were just gathering in the student compound to cool down all the the clash, all the fight, all the the big student and all the professor try to cool down all the student, and then we just gathering inside the compound. At that time, the authority, the security force show up, and then they start crack down to only to the student who get up who peacefully. All everything's coming down at that time, right? But they just they didn't give it any money, or they didn't talk to the student. They just start cracking down the student. So at that that's happened at that night. It was like a nightmare. We didn't expect that that crackdown. They just the authority just look at force using the water cannon, and then they use it tear gas, and then later on they use a recoil gun to shoot to the peaceful gathering student crowd. So that's why we got to run away. We didn't expect that kind of cracking down. So we just had a lot of problem. We just got run away. I think like a 6 7 student were shot, and one of them was just dead on the spot. His name, I believe, I remember his name. His name was like Pomo. A student named Pomo was just shot and dead right away on the spot. So that's make the problem big, right? So we are our frustration and angry got to the maximum, and then we just started the protest, big protest against the injustice behavior by the security forces. So that's the beginning of the infamous 8888 48 uprising in my country. That was in 35 years ago. I still remember that night. Yeah. Since then, I just became a activist, student activist. Yeah.
So following the protest movement, obviously there would be crackdowns. We know that a lot of people died. The government of the day, the military government, lies, but even by their estimation, hundreds of people were killed. I think international numbers have that in the thousands, possibly more than 10,000 people. So what did you do following this uprising?
uh, I was just arrested. I was one of the student, 141 student were arrested, and we just name it like a kind of like a district for the you know we try to ruin the country, something like that. And then I was tortured. I remember I was tortured very badly, and then sent to the infamous insane jail. We've been there. I've been there for like a couple of months, but we were just released and expectedly on the July. It was I was arrested in March and then released in July. And before we were released from the jail, we tried to communicate the student who left outside to like organize the like, kind of like a protest, big protest. But we there was like in June, I think I remember it's June. There was a one big protest happened in the Rangoon. But at the time, same like before, the authority just brutally cracked down, and then student get to run away. And then and 1 month later, we just released and expectedly released from the jail, and then we started to organize it like nationwide big uprising. It's aiming like it's August 8, 1988. We set up the date, and then we spread around to the whole nation. to organize, secretly organize for the uprising, and then it was happened in the August 8, 1988. That was a very, 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 very huge, protest, nationwide protest, like the one in like a 2021 February after the coup, right? But at the time we didn't have any social media or like a communication is not really good like today. So the world didn't aware that much about our protests. I believe that according to the international watch list, there was there were like 3,000 people were shot dead on the August 8, 1988. So so we just formed the like a student union. We try to re-establish the student union. It was powerful for like 26 years in my country under the dictatorship for like a 26 year. Nobody can form like a kind of we don't have any freedom of association, no freedom of speech, nothing. So we try to form the student union on the after the uprising, and then we just continue our nationwide protest to I think it's like a kind of General Ne Win, and then his follower General Saint Louis. I think it's two government just had to step down because of the our nationwide uprising. But on the September 1988, September 18, 1988, the military took the power illegally, and then from the like kind of uh, Dr. Momong government, and they took the coup and they declared martial law, and they cracked down the nationwide uprising very, 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 you know, brutally. So we have to run away to the nearing border with the neighboring country. I went into the like Thai-Burma border, and then we just try to fight back against all the at that time. They are like a military dictator, right? So they just move from the one body dictatorship system to the military dictatorship system. So they are using the gun to control the country. So we decided to fight back by the like armed struggle. Right? We got to fight back using armed struggle. But that's why we found the All Burma Student Democratic Front, the military, you know, the student military army at the Thai Burma Bora in 1989. Yeah, like the PDF. The we just get the help from the we just got help from the ethnic organization. They already been established in the Thai Burma Bora for like they've been rebelling against the central government for like more than 50, 60 years. So we settled there, and then we just try to get it, all the training and all the military assistance from the ethnic M group, and we fight back the central government with the together with the EROs, ethnic and revolution organization. And I think it's in like it in 1990, around 1991, 92. The General Kenyo, he tried to make a ceasefire agreement with some major, ethnic organization, and then he tried to, divide and rule, right? he make the deal with some group, but he fight to the some other group. So that way, the armed revolution getting weak. So they targeted the like KNU, Korean National, KNU, Korean National Unity, and then the General Kenyon just make a ceasefire with the KIA and some other like ethnic group. So only target that was like KNU. So we were staying the KNU area and fighting together with the KNU. And then you might notice that the stronghold of the KNU, all the stronghold of the KNU, the very famous stronghold, like a Manipur and the Metal, all the very very strong defense camp were just captured by the central government military. So at that time we just reconsider our policy. Hey, the armed struggle alone cannot win because we didn't have a very much support from the international community or like a diaspora. Like this time in the Spring Revolution, it's very different, right? So we didn't get any support from the international community or like our diaspora at the time. Look at 30, 35, 34 years ago. So we decided to go ahead to go to the like that country, right? And then we're gonna continue our struggle from the that country, like a democracy country, Western country, with the non-violent tactics. So that's why we changed our, way of revolution. So I arrived to the United States in like 1993.
So let's go back a little bit because I'm very interested in what you said. So the All Burma Students Democratic Front partnered in a sense with the Kachin Independence Army and the Karen National Union, and these have been fighting against the military for a very very long time, as you
Yeah,
noted. And it's fascinating to me because this is exactly what we saw now in the Spring Revolution. We
yeah,
saw
same thing.
Burma people fleeing to the KNU area, fighting alongside the KNLA. So I'm wondering, like, how did this happen? Like, when you went to the border area, did you already have contact with the KNU? Did they accept you, or did they initially not trust you? How was the relationship formed?
At the time, the KNU and some KIA and all the ERO, they didn't expect that much student were free from the inside, and then they were refuge in their territory. They didn't expect that because I think like tens of thousands of students were refused in KNU area alone. I think like more than 20, 30,000, right? So they got to take care of all the student who have fled from the country, and then like we are like a majority of Burma, right? Burma. So they didn't trust on us right away, right? Because they are fighting against it like a majority of Burma, right? In like 30, 35 years ago, their policy is fighting back against the Burman majority. That's their policy, right? That's why they recruit all the forces from their region to fight back against the like a Burman majority. So we are like from the permanent area, right? Like we are from the like a city, so we got some problem with the ethnic organization where we take refuge in the beginning. But we got to deal. We got to make a deal with it. All the like a armed revolution group. I was there in like a Mon, Mon, New Mon State Power area. It was very close to the KNU, right? So most of us one in there to KNU area, and I was there in the like a three pagoda pass type of Mapora. So that area was controlled by the Mon ethnic. So uh, just before we arrived to the Bora area, that area, there was a very big fight between the KNU and New Mon State Party. Mon. So we had to stay there in Trivugura Pass for like a couple of months. So that area was like a war zone. It was like a war zone. So what I mean is like the military always try to divide and rule between the all the resistant group. So that's why resistant group didn't have like a kind of like a unity, right? They had like a kind of uh, alliance. It's called like a NDF or something like that. I remember I said total of 8 ethnic group alliance together, and they formed like a alliance. But stay, they they are the military is playing divide and rule between the all the ethnic group. So that's why the general can use same old tactics. They stay using, military stay using that same old tactics to divide and rule within the like resistance force. That's the problem. So that wasn't a new problem. That wasn't the new problem. That was the same problem, same old problem. So they just we just I think later on we fight back together with the KNU and then MON together against the like military. So we are gaining the trust within us because we we gave our life to fight fight back the our main enemy together with the all the ethnic. So later on we gain the trust between us. That was the only huge I we can say like ABS, yes, it's like a can make the bridge between the majority Burma and then all the ethnic people by paying some of the our colleague life. So we gain the confidence, and we gain the trust by of the KNU and New Moon State Party or KIA or some other group. That's what the ABS did.
And I think we're now here in 2021, 22, 23, seeing the benefit of this, seeing the long-term value that this has had for
Yeah,
ethnic unity in the revolution. So let's then move forward a little bit. So unfortunately, the 4/8 uprising did not succeed in overthrowing the military dictatorship. It caused change,
yeah,
but it did not succeed in ending the military dictatorship. And presumably, it was not safe for you and for your colleagues to return to cities like Yangon or Mandalay. I presume you would have been arrested even in the 90s and the 2000s. Is that correct?
yeah. I didn't have a chance to go back to my country for like a 25, yeah, 25 years. You know,
Mm.
since 1988. My first time within the 25 year was in like 2012. One, the regime, military regime, changed their tactics to negotiate with all the like under the name of the national reconciliation after they draft the 2008 constitution. So that was my first time in 25 year 2012, invited by the uh, former late no, former president Tenzin, Tenzin, General Tenzin.
Yeah.
So yeah, his government invited us to visit there. So that was my first time in 25 year after I live in United States for 20,
Wow.
20 year, 25 year. Yeah.
That's impressive. And so were you so this is the big one is were you continuing to engage with the cause of Burmese democracy while you were living overseas?
Yeah. Because that was our major like I like my life was changed, right, from the student from the college student to the like a member of this student army, right. So as soon as I arrived to the United States, I tried to travel the whole nation to recruit my old colleagues. Hey, we cannot just try to survive in the United States by like a normal life. We didn't mean like that, right? We have a, we already decided to fight back against the dictatorship and then try to get the freedom and genuine democracy to restore back in my country. So that's why I recruit all my colleagues and we started forming the democratic Burmese student organization in the United States. I think that was the first time the student organization in the United States. So we just started like campaigning, lobbying, all the activity, whatever activity we can, just campaigning, doing very actively in the United States since like early 1994 or something like that. So we try to lobby the United States government, and then we push the Congress, we push the president. I think at that time it was like President Bill Clinton, right? So we start gaining the first sanction against the military regime in Burma in the around like 1997. The President Bill Clinton, was just signed it like a first sanction bill. That was my first achievement in the overseas. And since then, we just never stop, doing what we're doing.
Excellent. And so let's move it, all the way forward. So we see as we all know, 2015 the NLD actually wins the election, and the military this time allows them to take their place. 2020, the NLD wins re-election, which doesn't surprise anybody except the military. And so 2021, there is a coup. They take over the power. What what happened in the diaspora community for people like you who used to be, activists in Myanmar who have left the country, and maybe in 2015 you were thinking, oh, things will really change. There
Yeah.
really is a democracy government now, and suddenly the military takes it away again. What happened in that diaspora community then?
2015 won the election. The NLD party won the landslide victory in my country. We thought like, hey, that's the time to retire from the activism, right? So
Mm,
we just just relax because we I told you we went there for the first time in 2012 within 25 year. At that trip, we had the chance to go all the whole country in Burma we've been there. Whatever there was like a problem area, so we had chance to learn all the situation, ground situation, real ground situation in my country, 2012. Since I came back to the United States, I my feeling is that the at the time the Democrat president in the United States, the President Obama won the election, and then Democratic Party won the House and Senate. So both House and Senate controlled by Democrat. Because of the Democrat Party, foreign policy, policy on my country, the you might remember that as soon as the President Obama took the office, he declared that he got to talk to all the dictators in the world, even in the Iran, right? So that's his policy. So under his engagement policy, Democratic Party engagement policy, my country was one of them, one of the included. So I believe they pushed the Aung San Suu Kyi and all the NLD party to get engaged under the name of the national reconciliation. So that's why the Aung San Suu Kyi decided to contest like a by-election in 2012, right? Her party won some seat. And then later on, 2015, her party won and NLD won the landslide. So all these kind of like the political, landscape changing. I, 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 I just, saw it, right? I just, I noticed that, oh, that landscape will change. So this is the time to retire from my activism, right? So okay, let's just relax. And then I just kind of like forced to retire or something like that, right? So, but 2021, February 1st, oh my goodness, all the bad news just came up. Oh, the Mail Online just took the power illegally, and then put all the elected member in the jail, including the Aung San Suu Kyi, President women. So we were just I got it. Hold on.
Yep.
Got that news. We got to reorganize all the colleagues. Hey, come on, this is the time. We cannot let it happen. That shouldn't happen. So we, as soon as day one, we started to organize that. The campaign, wherever we are. So I think our first, protest in front of the regime embassy in Washington D.C. was in February 4th, I believe. We reorganized all the protests on the February 4th, and since then we just continue doing daily protests and daily campaign, and we did a lot. We've been doing a lot. Not only the protests, we just lobbying and organizing everything. We fundraising. The three main major tasks we just started since the coup 2021 February coup. One is like a direct action. We call direct action, which means protest, rally, like a demonstration. Everything we do in the ground is like a direct action. And then another one is like a diplomatic campaign. We went to the ASEAN country embassy, European country embassy, everywhere, United Nations. We try to push the whole world to help the Spring Revolution, to get help from the Spring Revolution and reject the coup. So we just pushing the whole world. So that means like a diplomatic campaign, and we push the House, we push to the Congress, we push to the President office, we push to the State Department. So we do whatever we can. So that's a kind of diplomatic campaign. And the third one is like a fundraising, right? We all the diaspora try to raise fund every week. You know, people are just cooking and selling food and and collecting the money and sending it back to the whoever needed. So that's some three main major attacks we've been doing since 2021 February coup.
Wow. And so let's talk about the specific things. Like you led protest movements, um, but I want to talk about specifically the war bonds. A lot of money is coming, and people don't realize when we talk about the money coming from outside of Myanmar, most of that money, overwhelming majority of that money, is coming from diaspora groups. It's coming from Myanmar diaspora sending that money.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ways that that money comes in is the NUG bonds. And I know that you played a big role in helping make that a reality. So what's the story there?
You know, one of my colleague just we started campaign together in since February 4th protest in the local. His name was like his name is like Tin Leon. So he was we had meeting every night, since the February, right? And we just discussing and we just communicating everything. We just planning everything. And later on, he was just selected by the CRPH to he was appointed like a international relation office, like a IR office, manager or something like that. So he was appointed by the CRPH. Since then, we got like a connection with a very very close connection with the CRPH, and later on, CRPH found the NUG, and then my colleague Tin Liao became the one of the minister in the NUG. So that means we have a very very good very deep relation with the CRPH and NUG. So we just form the like a kind of committee within my close colleague, which call like the CRPH and NUG support and coordinating committee in the United States. So we formed the committee, and then we just regularly, you know, have a meeting, discussing, talking, and advising with the CRPH and NUG for regular, basis. So that's why we try to advise. So whatever we have experience in the United States, we just try to give the input and give an idea and support them and give them with the coordinate with all the difficulty they are facing, something like that. So we have a very good relation with very good, you know, we we provided our input, very good input to the CRPH and then NUG. So one of it is like we just advise them, like, hey, the U.S. in the history of the U.S., in the Second World War, U.S. president just created bond and sell to country, so they get the funding. So why not you guys just create that kind of same idea? So that's the initiation of the bond. So like specifically, the Minister Tin Leon. he picked up the idea, and then he just presented to the his cabinet meeting, and the cabinet member just agreed. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So let's do it, and then they just try to make it happen. So that's story of the like a bond, which very majorly get the fund for the energy.
And I mean, we've seen those bonds raise tens of millions of dollars, so they've been a very serious revenue raising mechanism.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
even that, of course, is not the most significant thing that you've worked towards. So probably, I would say one of your largest achievements, and of your colleagues as well, is lobbying to successfully pass the Burma Act or the Burma Bill in the United States. Which, if anyone has read the bill, and we've spoken about this bill before on this podcast, we've had Mike Hack come in and talk about it as well. It is a pretty substantial document. It's a pretty substantial bill that makes a lot of funding available for Myanmar, that recognizes the PDF and the EAOs and all these different groups. So, what
yeah.
what is the story of that bill?
You know, one of my senator from my Maryland state tried to introduce the Burma Act in the 2021. So as soon as we heard that news, we tried to contact the Senator Bangarian office, and then we tried to communicate with the office, and then we just discuss with him, and we support him, and we try to show the support. So because we need it, we need some kind of bill to support our spring revolution. So Burma Bay sounds like a very good, right? So that's why we just we got to start a campaign, the whole nationwide campaign. Hey, we got to support Burma Bay, which was introduced by the Bangarian, and then in the Senate, and then uh, Gregory Mack in the House, Gregory meeting from New York in the House. So we just try to organize all the diaspora living in different states to organize that. Hey, the Burma Bears and starting in the Congress, so we got to make it happen. So we got to start a campaigning. So at the time, Mike Hack is very active. He helped a lot, right, to pass Burma Bay. He trained all the diaspora to how to make the appointment with the like a congressman, congresswoman, and then what is the talking point, something like that. He trained all the community, so that's good. And then we have a set up the like a messenger group to discuss every week, once a week, about the Burma Bay, the progress of the Burma Bay and all the situation. We just having a regular meeting, and later on we just had to study more detail about the Burma Bay. At the time, we call Burma Bay, right? It's not Burma Bay. Okay, so we had to study very closely to the Burma, because the Burma Bay is not officially introduced in the House and Senate. That's why we didn't know all the text of the the Burma Bay. But I think it's in like a 2001, probably September, October, around. I'm not sure. I don't remember what's that date, but around September, October, the pay was just officially introduced, and now we can just read all the 58 pages. We have a chance, So we formed the like a professional professional team to study detail about the Burma Act 2021. So I think it's like a 58 pages. So our team just read through every words and every sentence, everything. So they just found out what is old the version of the Burma Bay is, right. So they just make a comparison. So this is the what the Burma Bay need to fix it. So what in, or like usage, or some kind of, because the original Burma Bay was just introduced in the 2019, but it wasn't the same name. Burma Bay. I forgot the name. 2019, one after we have a big clash, big problem with the Rohingya community in 2017 in my country, right? So United States Congress tried to introduce a kind of Rohingya Bay to support that like a kind of Rohingya people, and then try to put pressure on the military and the government. So in 2021, after the bill was just officially introduced, when we read through all the Sundance detailed words, we just found out that there is some kind of politically incorrect paragraph, or like some kind of wrong usage, like for example, like using the military as a government or something like that. So we just hey, we got to amend it, we got to change it. So we started the amendment process. So our professional team started the amendment process, and then we just try to push all the representative or like a senator to do the amendment. Hey, that's wrong, And originally, the original Burma Bay doesn't have any NUG or NUCC or like a PDF or ethnic and organization, something like that. It didn't include it. What just included is like the Burma Bay just recognized the result of the 2020 November election. So that's the only one for the politically recognition. So we just try to put the NUG. So United States must recognize NUG, and United States must support the NUCC and CRPH and all the Spring Revolution. So including PTF and the ethnic organization. So we put the we put that major politically major things in the our amendment session, and we try to lobby all the senator and congressmen. So we call individual, especially like the one who are very influenced in the Senate is like Mitch McConnell. So we approach him, we approach to his office, and then call and make an appointment, and we just explain, hey, the original Burma is not the one we need. So that's the fact. We got to, that's the politically, make it politically strong to support our Spring Revolution. So we just start, pushing, pressuring all the congressmen and call all the senator. So in the 2022 NDA, the Mitch McConnell made some amendment, like some sentence put it in the 2022 NDA, which is what we are proposing for the Burma Act amendment. So Burma Act was just passed in the 2022, like April or something like that, in the House, right? But it was dead in the Senate. So
So do you know why? Like, I'm wondering, like, what were the specific things Mitch McConnell wanted to change?
I don't know exactly, but I can tell my opinion, right?
Hmm?
Because
Okay.
Mitch McConnell is like a long time champion of the democracy of Burma and the U.S. Congress, right? He been introducing a lot of sanction bill, whatever the United States just try to punish the military. He was there. Mitch McConnell just took a lead, right? So he know very much about situation in my country, and then he been interested in my country because we've been talking to his office for like a long time. So and then he been after Aung San Suu Kyi was released from the 2012. He been close contact with her, and we've been I believe they have a very good connection each other, right? So and then he went to Burma to meet Aung San Suu Kyi in one time, right? I think like 2013 or 14 something. 13, yeah. So because he know very well about Burma situation, he know very well about the dictator, right, from my country. So that's why he tried to make it really effective policy and effective, bail from the United States. That's what he was doing every time. Every time Congress, the United States has a kind of bill, he just always make it very effectively. He just make an amendment or something like that. So you see, like a 2012 NDA, he put some kind of some sentence for the Burma about the Burma in the 2022 NDA. So that's, I believe, what it means is like he showed all the the Congress that that's the way we got to do it, because uh, the Burma Bay alone is not very effective. If Burma Bay pass alone in the Congress, it will not be. It would not be like effective like right now. Put in the like NDA, because NDA is like a National Defense Authorization Act. So that's mean that's the U.S. interest, right? So directly connected with the U.S. interest. So the what Mitch McConnell did is very. He been in Congress for a long time. He know he's a champion. He know all the way what. So so that's why he put it Burma about Burma in the NDA is like very effective. So that's why I think like Gregory Mead, House of Representative Gregory Mead and other senator, they change their tactics to put the Burma Bay in the 2023 NDAA. So that's what Mitch McConnell showed them to do it. So I think that's a very personal, his personal interest. I think yeah, because of the Mitch McConnell personal interest, I believe that. So he's a very, oh, we love it.
Yeah, complicated person.
Yeah,
But nevertheless, we now see that the Burma Act has passed with the NDAA, which is a very good thing. It's a very good step forward. But of course, nothing is ever enough. And
no,
so
still
the
need.
question is, what is what is on the horizon? I presume that you are continuing to work to lobby the State Department. You're continuing to organize protests, but do you have any sort of major projects that you are hoping to achieve in the coming year?
Yeah, since Burma was in the NDA of 2023, so that means all the authority is in the president hand, right? The administration, like a executive branch, is very important, right? The Congress give the authority to the executive branch, so that's why president has the power to do it, whatever he want to do, he can do it. So that's why we try to approach State Department. The State Department is the major fax finance for the president, right? So we try to approach State Department, and we use our taxpayer right, we use our constituent right, right? We are voter, right? We are voter right. So we use those kind of power to approach State Department. We request a meeting. We set up the meeting with the State Department, and then we just discuss it and we just push it to like have a very, 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 very good move from the president. What the major push is like, since the regime is using the air power to bomb the civilian villages, and then using the gunship helicopter, we try to protest it. We try to protect our innocent people. So that's why we push State Department to have to support the early warning system to Burma. So we know the no-fly zone is not going to happen. It's very hard, but we push it anyway. Stay, but our main the object is to get the early warning system for the you know the area where the regime is making the air attack. So if we get a air warning, early warning system, the people can just know, hey, region airplanes fighter jets coming, so we gotta run away. So that's the major push we're doing, and then another major push is MOG sanction, which is really needed because region is surviving with the money from the MOGE, right? Myanmar Oil and Gas Enterprises. So all the gas money and oil money are very huge. They are getting benefit from the kind of MOG. So we try to push really hard to State Department to put the MOG sanction. But it's a little bit kind of the State Department just give me the reason. Hey, they are afraid to get the people got problem with the power or something like power supply or something like that. And not only Burmese people, the Thai people might get some kind of difficulty to get the power if the United States put the emojis sanction on the emoji. So that's the reason they just give us. So that's why we connect. We try to connect and recruit with all the ground forces to. We send a report to the State Department, stating showing that the Thailand is not using the natural gas from Burma to help his own people. Most of the gas they are getting from the Burma, like a Yarana project or something like that, they just selling back to the other country. They have enough energy source in their own country. The one they just get it from the Burma is try to sell it. So those kind of report paper we just send it to this State Department saying, hey, if we put that sanction on the MOG, it's not going to affect the people or Thailand or people of Burma, because our Burmese people used to live in the dark. So now, even in nowadays, only the few hour in the 24 hour they get the power. So the power just get by a Russian, right? So people don't care. People just care about how to fight back the terrorist regime. That's all. They don't care to living in the dark, or they don't care no power. It's okay. So we just send the the kind of paper to the State Department, and then they said, hey, yeah, every option are on the table. So now it's getting a little bit progress, right? I mean, the State Department didn't give the a reason, because they cannot give that reason anymore. But they change their tone. Hey, every option on the table. That means we are getting close, right? So we are trying. Yeah, we are still trying to push United States to sanction the emoji. So I think it's going to happen one day, I believe.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
But there's certainly a lot going on, and there's certainly a lot that we need to that we need to achieve for the revolution. And you're definitely doing a lot of really important work, and you're definitely making a lot of progress, as we've seen with the NUG bonds, the millions of dollars that those have raised, with the NDAA and the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that makes available for Myanmar aid. So certainly your work is having measurable impacts and measurable results. And I want to thank you for the things that you do. And I want to thank you for joining us today. But as is our tradition on the podcast, we want to end the episode by giving you an opportunity to send a message directly to the audience and just leave them with whatever things you think they should think about or they should consider, and the things that you want us to focus on moving forward. So I'd just like to invite you to leave us with your thoughts on that now.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Last week, I think recently, last week we just had a very good meeting within the forces within the United States. So for doing the diplomatic campaign, we got to step up our diplomatic campaign. We have to step up to push United States Congress to like to support Burma for more money, right? So we need more money. So for the humanitarian system or whatever reason, we need more money. So we got to push. Right now, the Congress is supporting Burma for basically 136 million for Burma, right? So humanitarian assistance or technical something like that. But since after the NDA, which just Burma Act was in NDA, so we got to push more to get kind of non-leader assistance and then communication assistance. So that's a especially like a communication system or technology system that we need it, because regime just using the four cut system, that, right? They cut the internet, they cut all the communication, they cut the all everything. So we need it, like internet to restore it. We need the communication with our local people. So that's what we are pushing. So maybe after we just discuss in detail, we might have a kind of job to do it. So I will. We need American people help. So we will let you know that what we are doing, and then what we need from the American people to get passed in the Congress, or to get pressure to the Congress to pass more money to the Burma. So that's what we are doing right now. So I will keep in touch with you, and thank you for listening. And we definitely need the American people help, because the U.S. Congress or United the executive branch, whatever, our people price are very powerful, right? So not only the Burmese diaspora, the American voice are more powerful than the diaspora. So please help, to push United States government, United States Congress to help more effective and to try to help end the terrorist regime. That's what we needed.
Since the coup, Better Burma has provided consistent humanitarian aid to vulnerable communities across Myanmar. Over time, however, we have also come to realize that another consequence of the coup is a severely collapsed economy. Trade and tourism have almost entirely evaporated, and local artisan communities suddenly found every opportunity of continuing livelihood closed off to them. To help support those artisan communities, Better Burma now brings items direct from their workshop into your home. These lovely pieces from a far corner of the world will not only light up your room or make a lovely gift for a loved one, but they'll also help dozens of artisans create sustainable businesses and livelihoods. Part of each purchase will also go towards our ongoing nonprofit mission. To see these beautiful crafts, visit alokacrafts.com. That's Aloka, A-L-O-K-A, crafts, C-R-A-F-T-S, one word, alokacrafts.com. Of course, as is your preference, you can also consider making a donation through our normal channels. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects, as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause, and both websites accept credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give it another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.
Nangaya unyana dadu ya danam dari ganin zada mana wigara besaya na besaya hoba yarana da yarana ngana yarana ya da yarana boda ba yarana